Real change happens when you are finally ready to step out of your comfort zone, do things differently, and stop talking and actually start doing. If you are a person with big goals, big dreams, big aspirations, and you are determined to make sure that you reach all of them by the end of this lifetime, these are 10 things that helped me on my journey get a lot closer to them. I have reached some of my goals, not all of them yet, but I'm definitely not where I started at, and these things all worked for me. I would never steer you wrong. If you want to listen and maybe implement them into your life, I would highly recommend. So, number one, also, if you catch me looking down, I'm just looking at my notes because I want to make sure that you get all of this in without me forgetting to say anything. So, number one is going to be to visualize your higher self. You have to know every single thing about her. You want to know what time does she wake up? What type of food does she eat? Does she work out? What is her physique? What does she smell like? What is her signature hairstyle? What time does she go to bed? Every single thing about her, you have to know it because you're becoming her, and you want to map out your roadmap. You want to have a plan. You want to have a route as to what you're supposed to be doing, because brick by brick you are building this person and putting her together. We do not just wake up one day and have all of the things and have all of the money and live this lavish lifestyle. That's not how it works. We are going to have to work for it, and we're going to have to work hard for it. And it is not about the destination. It is 100% about the journey and who we become on that journey and the lessons that we learn on that journey. That is how we are able to sustain ourselves in the success that we acquire long term. That's why people who win the lottery, they're back broke in a couple of years because they did not become who they needed to become in order to sustain it. They didn't learn how to properly manage their money. They didn't learn how to budget correctly. They did not learn. And you have a different appreciation for things that you worked for. And when you really got it out the mud, when you really put your blood, sweat, and tears into it, you're going to make sure you don't lose it. You're never going to want to put yourself back in that position. It is about the journey, not the destination. So you have to write it out and make it plain. Me personally, I put it in my notes. I put it in like an actual notebook, and I made a mental note of who was this woman that I wanted to be, and I am becoming her right before my own eyes. So number two is going to be hard on yourself. And this is going to sound harsh, but to be honest, it needs to be, because it's not, and I'm not saying just completely beat yourself up. Nothing that you ever do is good enough. Like, you suck. Like, no, it's not about that. It's about taking responsibility over your life and realizing that nobody is coming to save you. Especially as a young person, I feel like once we like leave high school, I didn't go to college, but once we leave high school, we get like rocketed into adulthood, and that like we're not prepared for that fully for real yet. But at some point, it's gonna have to set in that nobody is coming to save you. You are in the driver's seat of your life, and you're either going to sink or you're going to swim. So when we talk about, oh, like, take it easy, be nice, be soft on yourself, why are we doing that? Exactly. When it comes to locking in and reaching your goals, you have to shift your way of thinking from emotional to logical. You have to have a plan and you have to follow it. That's how you're gonna get to where you want to get to. Not doing this because you don't feel like it is not gonna get you to where you need to be, or doing things that are counterproductive to your plan is not gonna get you to where you need to be. And when you shift your perspective to like, okay, every single thing is my fault, it's going to mature you in a way, or mature me in a way. I don't know what it's going to do to you specifically, but for me, it matured me, and nobody wants to be wrong about every single thing that they do, of course. And when I said, okay, every single thing is going to be my fault, I stopped doing dumb stuff, because I know that at the end of the day, when I look in the mirror, I'm going to say, this is your fault. You put yourself here. You did this to yourself. Why would you do that? And am I going to have an answer for it? I no longer play the blame game. I no longer say, well, if they never did this, then da-da-da. No, because the statement, if I never did blank, comma, blank never could happen, usually it applies. Of course, there are situations where it doesn't apply and things are out of our control, but usually we put our own self in bad situations, and then when stuff hits the fan, it's like, oh, that person did. No, you did. Be real with yourself. Be accountable for your own life. You were in charge. If you're not in charge, then who is? This is your life. Get it together. It is all your fault. Be hard on yourself. It's not time to, coddle yourself, hold your hand, and, oh, it's gonna be okay. It is all gonna be okay, of course. But the people who have ever told me that I'm hard on myself, the truth of the matter is, I don't want to switch lives. I don't want to know the steps that you followed, and I don't want to follow them because you don't have the things that I want, and you are not where I want to be in life, which is cool, but I'm just not going to follow in your footsteps because that's not what I want. And a lot of us are not inheriting multi-million-dollar businesses, so we are going to have to work hard for it. We're going to have to claw our way out of our situations, and there's no way that we're going to do that by being easy on ourselves. Yes, we can be nice to ourselves. I'm not saying to beat yourself up. I'm just saying to be accountable and be real. Because if you are constantly like, oh, I'll do it later, I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, sure, maybe you could do it tomorrow, but you had a definite opportunity to do it today and you didn't do that. Why not? Be real with yourself. Be accountable. Hold yourself accountable. And it's not going to feel great. It shouldn't. Because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Consequences, repercussions. It shouldn't feel great. Number three is going to be to isolate yourself or limit the interactions that you have with people who do not have goals and aspirations, and the people that you have on social media. And when I say limit your interactions rather than isolate yourself, there's some people you're not going to be able to completely cut out of your life. But if they do not have goals and aspirations and you are surrounding yourself with these people, one thing that you have to realize is birds of a feather 100% do flock together. And two, a shark cannot outgrow its tank. You cannot be the smartest person in your circle. If everybody's always coming to you for advice, or everybody knows you as a level-headed person, everybody knows that you're going to have a problem or you're going to have a solution, who are you going to? You have to get out of that situation. It's not helpful to where you're trying to go. It's not, and that's just the fact of the matter. Who you surround yourself with can be very detrimental to your success or your downfall. It will play a huge role in it, because if you don't have people in your life who are trying to push you to be better, then what are they doing? They're okay with you being stagnant. You should have people around you who are pushing you to be better, or you don't need to have them around you at all, because if they're not helping, they're hurting. If they're not helping build, then they're dead weight, and you're trying to drag them along when you could probably be further if they just work with you. I'm not saying that just completely cut off your loved ones, but you can stand back for them. Like, you don't have to just take a break. Take a break to focus on you. Take a break to do what you need to be doing, and you can revisit that at a later time. Because some people are okay with mediocrity. Some people are okay with living comfortable in life. Some people just want to, climb the corporate ladder and, just be comfortable, have their 401k, just live, retire when they're 60. Some people are okay with that lifestyle. Me personally, I'm not. If you're watching this, you're probably not either. So it's in your best interest to stay away from them as much as you can. And if you can't, at least limit your interactions, control your interactions. Tell these people, okay, we can only hang out when it's productive. And this will show you how much they really love you. If you say, okay, we can hang out, but right now I'm trying to work on myself, we can only hang out if it's productive. If you want to go to the gym, we can. If you want to read a book together, we can. If you want to go shopping for our weekly necessities or whatever the case is, we can. It just has to be productive. And if they don't call anymore, what does that show you? Number three, oh no, back. Social media. Social media is full of monitoring spirits. If you've ever noticed, you have people who watch every single thing you do but never like anything. Why is that? Why do you even follow me? Do you even like me? Like, why are you following me? People are monitoring spirits. You have to not play into that because that can throw you off without you even knowing it. Like, people are looking at you with evil eyes and you don't even know it because you thought y'all was cool. Cut it out. Don't overshare on social media. Just pop out with the results. You don't need any applause. You don't need any encouragement. You're encouraging yourself. You and God. It's just you and God in this season. Stop off. Stay off of social media as much as you can. If you're a content creator, things like that, obviously you have to be on social media. But if you don't need to be, don't be. Number four, find your why. You are going to have to find a reason to push you whenever that motivation is not there, because motivation only really exists about 40% of the time, and those odds are not good. That's not even half. If we're talking about 40 and 100, that's not even half of the time. And discipline is what separates the 99% from the 1%. 99% of people are not going to do the hard things. 99% of people are going to think emotionally and they're going to move emotionally. They're not going to move off of what makes sense. And we need to be doing the opposite of that because we're not trying to live the life that they live. We're not. You have to have something that is going to be able to push you when you feel like giving up, when you feel tired, when you feel like, oh, I don't want to. You're going to have something bigger than yourself, because being broke is hard, getting rich is hard. You're going to have to choose your hard. You're going to have to be okay with whatever hard you choose. Me personally, I'm not okay with accepting that maybe I'm never going to reach my goals if I don't lock in. I'm not okay with that. So what that means is I'm going to have to lock in, and that means I'm going to have to be hard on myself. And I chose my hard, and my hard is to show up for myself and do the things that I don't want to do sometimes and not give in. That's my hard. Choose your hard. What are you okay with? Are you okay with accepting the fact that you may never reach your dreams and goals? If you are, cool. Then you can procrastinate and do stuff for the plot and just YOLO and do whatever you want to. But if you're actually trying to get somewhere and you're serious about it, you're gonna have to lock in. You're gonna have to stay locked in. You're gonna have to stay disciplined. You're gonna have to stay down. You're gonna have tunnel vision, and you're gonna have to get to it. Number five is going to be get active and read a book. Health is wealth and knowledge is power. There's so much knowledge in books, so much stuff I have acquired and picked up. Even the habits that I've picked up today, I've acquired them from books. I feel like people put a lot of knowledge in books because they know most people are not going to read them. And health is wealth. It really is. Like, you should be able to go on a quick little run without, getting completely out of breath like you're gonna die. I mean, me personally, I have asthma, so I really can't help it. But there's ways to help build your endurance. You should be working on to bettering yourself in every single way. You need to have fitness goals. You should want to grow and be better in every single factor of your life. And maybe you're not a gym girly, but try Pilates, try Run Club, try yoga, try Zumba. There's so many things that you could implement to get active. It's good for you. Why are we not doing it? It's good for you. Like, come on, hello. Do it. It's also so therapeutic, and it's such an act of self-love. The only reason that you are doing it is because I'm trying to better myself. That's the only reason I'm trying to get better. That is such an act of self-love, and you're really showing yourself that, hey, girl, I'm looking out for you. And it's so therapeutic. I completely recommend. I wasn't very into sports as a kid. Never really thought I would have been a gym girly, but now I couldn't live without it. You don't know who you're going to be until you try it. We don't come out as the people that we're supposed to be. If that was the case, if we started out as the people who we were supposed to be, we would already have all the things that we want to have. We don't, because like I said, it's character development. You have to try new things in order to know, okay, this sticks. This is really me. This is what I'm supposed to be doing now. Get active and read a book. There's so many different types of books, so many different genres you can choose from. You'll find something that you like, I promise. Number six, become a creature of habit. Now that, if you think what's hard, how am I going to do it? Whether you believe it or not, we are already creatures of habit. If you are a procrastinator, that's a habit. If you go to bed really late at night knowing you have to work in the morning, that's a habit. If you and every single thing that you do is habit, honestly. So just take control of those habits. Actually write down what you're doing and be intentional about what you are doing. Me personally, I have a habit tracker. I put it in my notes, and there's about 30 things that I must get through in a day. All productive things: read a book, go to the gym, drink more water, take your vitamins, talk to God. All these productive things that I must do in a day. Take control of your life. Be intentional about every single thing that you do. Create a habit tracker. Become a creature of habit. I'm telling you, it's really going to radically change your life. Me now, my habits, my routine, I'm going to stick to it more oftentimes than not. I'm not perfect. We're going to fall off sometimes, but I'm going to stick to it more oftentimes than not. And I have reached a lot of my goals. I have radically changed my mind, my thoughts, my peace. Like, I'm a different person, and it's because of these things that I'm implementing into my life. I promise. Give it a try, and I promise something in your life will change. Number seven, stay single and abstinent. And yes, I do mean both of them. You can stay single. That does not mean you just need to be out here hunching on random people, or if you got a sneaky link. No. As I said, we're being intentional in this season, and that is not intentional. I mean, well, obviously intentional. I hope it's intentional, but that is not, productive to what we are trying to do. Also, you are a high value person. You don't need to just be sharing your body with whoever just because. And it doesn't matter if it's mutual. You're using him, he's using you. It doesn't matter. You're not a thing to be used. You are a high value woman, and everybody does not have access to you. Just like we're not even hanging out with people who don't have goals and aspirations. Why would you be having sex with somebody who you don't see as a potential husband, or a potential somebody who you can spend the rest of your life with, or a potential father to your children? It doesn't make sense. It's not intentional. We're being intentional. That's not intentional. If you are in a relationship, as long as it's healthy, happy, everybody loves each other, and it's respectful and all of that, stay exactly where you're at, babe. But if you are single, stay single in this season. Get to know yourself so that you can actually know who's compatible to you. Because right now, if we're not where we're supposed to be, I feel like right now, me not fully knowing myself, I would probably pick up somebody who's not even compatible with me, and that's not an option. That's not an option. No. Number 8 is going to be stop smoking or drinking. Stop. And if the first thing you said was, girl, what? We're like, absolutely not. You're probably codependent on that thing. And that's what we're trying to get away from. We're trying to get away from coping mechanisms, because I myself used to be a smoker, and I used to drink, but not too bad while drinking. But I was a smoker every day, all day. I wanted to be high, and I stopped. And at one point, I never thought that I was going to stop. I thought I was going to smoke for the rest of my life. But now that I'm not a smoker, I feel like, why was I ever doing it? Like, as I said, you have to try new things. And if you are already kind of feeling like tensed up about stopping, it's probably because you have a problem. A lot of times we are using these substances as coping mechanisms to not think about certain things, to not have to deal with certain things, to escape our realities. And we're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to live in our realities because we're being intentional. So give it a try. Number 8 has to be to get rid of the coping mechanisms. Drinking, like the next day you wake up with a hangover, like it don't taste good. Like, everything about it, it's poison. It's poison. It's literally poison. Why are we doing it? Just we can drink on vacation, we can drink, holidays, celebrations. I'm not telling you to never do these things ever, but at least put it on some sort of reward system. Like I said, I have a habit tracker. I have 30 things that I need to get done. Okay, once I finish those 30 things, then I'll smoke me a blunt. Not I'm just smoking because I'm bored, or I'm just smoking because, oh, I need to eat, or I need to do this, or my nerves is bad. No, that's a coping mechanism. Set up a reward system at the very least if you have to. Me personally, I cut it out completely. I understand that's hard. That's hard. I went cold turkey a couple of times and relapsed before I was actually able to stop for real. So I understand. Trust me, I get it. But at least be trying. And If you feel some type of way about that, you probably have a problem. Recognize that, and then we can move forward. Number 9 is going to be to change your perspective. Comparison is really the thief of joy. So when you are looking at other people and their lives and what they have, what you really need to be saying is, if they can have it, I can have it too. The same God that did it for them can do it for me. But we all live different lives. So don't compare yourself, no matter how old you are. Don't think, oh, I want this that they have, because you don't know what they had to go through to get it. And you don't know if they really put it on. Like, people will have a whole bunch of followers on Instagram or whatever the case is. They don't even have a car. They don't have a place to live. Like, they don't have a pot to piss in. Like, comparison is a thief of joy. Be grateful, happy for what you have now, because there's always somebody in a worse position than you. Always. Somebody woke up today with, their limbs don't work, or they don't have limbs, or, some people didn't wake up today at all. Like, we always have something to be grateful for. So don't be a negative thinker. Always think that the glass is half empty. Half full, not half empty. Always see the glass as half full, because it is. It literally is. And it's all about your perspective. Yeah, it is half empty, but it's also half full. Change the way that you think about things, and it's going to change the way that you show up in the world. It's going to change your attitude. It's going to change your mood. It's going to change everything. Do not get too caught up on the bad things in life, because, as I said, there's always somebody that has it worse than you. And number 10, last but definitely not least, actually the most important, is going to be to let it go and give it to God. Everything, it is what it is. When I fully accepted this in my life, my entire life, everything is like everything, it is what it is. I'm gonna wake up today and my day is gonna go exactly how it's supposed to go. I'm not gonna stress about it. My bills are gonna get paid. Don't have to worry about it. I don't care what happens. I could lose my job. I could not have no clients for the month, because I'm a nail tech. I am an independent contractor, but I could not have no clients for the month. God is going to make a way. And if he don't make a way, maybe I was supposed to stop doing nails. Maybe I was supposed to go get a job. Maybe I was supposed to be doing something else. Every single thing is what it is. When you get closer to God and you have a relationship with God, you understand that his plans are to prosper you and never to harm you. So no matter if the door opens or the door closes, it was God. If the opportunity happens or it doesn't happen, it was God. Every single thing is what it is. When you realize that he foresees everything, nothing in your life that happens is random ever, what are you worried for? It's already written out, and it's gonna go exactly how it was gonna go. Before you were nervous about it, anxious about it, it was still gonna go the exact same way. And being anxious about it, being nervous about it, is not gonna change the outcome of it. Let it go and give it to God. Build your relationship up with God. Talk to him throughout your day. That's something that's in my habit tracker, to make sure that I am talking to him throughout my day, because I don't really talk to anybody on a day-to-day basis, because I'm kind of alone on this journey of mine. But I'm kind of alone on this journey of mine, but I realize I'm never really alone. And it really does bring a sense of comfort when you treat God, or not even treat him, when God becomes your best friend and you're going to him and talking to him about everything. You will even see in the days, like in the ways that he's going to show up for you. Even you could talk to him about something in the morning, and in the afternoon something happens that lets you know that he was listening to you. I promise you, you are just going to fall so in love with God, and it's going to radically change your life. My business did not start taking off until I went to God and I said, hey God, maybe this isn't even for me. I was doing nails for 3 years. I didn't have any clientele. I had the talent, but I didn't really have any clientele. I didn't have the clientele to go get my own spot. I didn't have the money to go get my own spot. And I'm like, God, you know what? Maybe this is not what you have in the plans for me. And that is when God said, okay, I'll show you. Yes, I do, actually. And you just have to allow God into your life, allow God into your heart, allow God into your plans, and it's going to go exactly how it was supposed to go. Grow your relationship with God. I do go to church, me personally. I'm not saying that you need to go to church. For a long time, I wasn't going to church. I just started going to church, but I do watch sermons every single day. If you need some recommendations, look up Pastor Mike Jr. Pastor Keon Henderson, and Pastor Sarah Jakes Roberts. Oh my gosh, they are very modernized. They are not like Bible thumpers. I promise you, it is going to radically change your life. I listen to sermons in the morning and it sets my entire mood. I swear, I'm so peaceful throughout the whole day. I have such a sense of gratitude towards my day, such a sense of peace. Everything is going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. Everything's going to work out for my good. I'm blessed and highly favored, and life is good. Those are the 10 things that I have for now. Sure, I'm gonna have other things. If you liked, please like, comment, and subscribe. If this helped you, please let me know. If you're gonna pick up any of these habits, let me know. Try it out. Let me know how it goes for you. And I'ma holla at y'all next time.